Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back for some more Unreal World, and we are here at the Stranded Island playthrough, although not for long, not for long. We are, in fact, simply waiting on this pile of meat right here. So we've got 148 dried elk cuts, and yes, we are starving, but the meat is laying there being dried, so we can't touch it. It's going to take another 17 to 18 days before that's ready, but once that is complete, we've literally got ourselves an escape. So if we come down our little island here and we zoom over to this particular, whoa, there's an animal right there. Oh, all right, we're going to check that out here in a second. But this is the location of a second shelter that we set up, and thanks to our early companion's help by the name of Thor, I think it was divine intervention, but this guy was able to kill an elk with like 3 hits with Mjolnir. But he also felled a bunch of trees, and well, these aren't the exact logs, but he helped me figure out how to build a raft, and here it is. We've got ourselves a raft. This is actually the second one we built. The first one was kind of a trial run, but if I were to pick up my paddle and my cesta that you'll see here at my feet next to the raft, we could actually get off this island right now and head to the mainland. It's going to be a challenging journey because it's a very strenuous activity for us to actually be out there paddling. So we're probably going to end up sleeping on the raft. That is the main reason why I want to make sure we have this meat with us. I think that badger's gone, or whatever he was. I've seen him a couple of times, actually, coming back and forth now, but he's buried inside those trees, so hunting him's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But regardless, I am super pumped about that raft, guys. Let's take a bit of a rest here. I don't have anything to eat, do I? Let's make a hole in the water so we can drink, or a hole in the ice so we can get to the water. No, I have nothing to eat, so we're going to have to just force him to sleep. Now, we're going to zoom out, because I do have a couple of traps set, but since I've got them positioned in a place where I can see each one of them, I can tell immediately that there's no animals in them. But the good news is that we're not out of luck, or we're not out of hope yet. If we zoom in, you can see I've got traps all over the place here. So let's check some of these. Now, we did just recently look here, which is, it's not good. You do want to let like a little bit of time elapse between coming back to these traps over and over again. But we're pretty desperate. As you can see, we are starving. We're not at risk of dying yet, but it's just, I want to check them just to see if we can get lucky. All right, nothing here. So no, all 3 spots are empty. Nonetheless, I think it's probably time to do some walking around. Let's explore a little bit. We haven't tried any active hunting, and like I said, at this point, we're just trying to kill some time, essentially, while I wait for that meat to dry. Because then once that happens, we're off to the mainland, and we've got bigger plans in store. I'll share those for you when the time comes. But for now, I'm going to keep a few secrets here, but I do have some bigger plans of what we're going to do once we get to the mainland. Nonetheless, for today's episode, I think I'd like to try and get into an active hunt. It's going to be difficult. For one, we don't have a lot of room to move around in, and we haven't seen too many animals, big animals down below here in the southern part of this island. But what I'm going to do, you can see, actually, I think I might change positions. Let's go down to this mountain. No, it's kind of blocked the view. All right, I'm going to sit right here on top of this mountain. And as you can see, it gives me a view of basically all the surrounding flatland, including over here. And I'm going to sit here and hit the 5 button on my number pad. And if you watch down here where it says command, it's flashing rest, pass turn. And the time is literally passing. You can see now that the circle of visual field I have is changing as the sun moves across the sky, essentially. So what I'm doing is just waiting for any animals to pop up, because that's how it happens, essentially. They'll just show up on the world map, you know. It's a laborious process, but this is essentially what hunting comes down to, you know, just real life hunting too. You just sit in a spot. Obviously, you probably track a bit, especially if you wounded an animal, but initially, you just kind of wait. I mean, we got to see what we can see. If I had a larger land mass, we might move to a new region, but this is what we're working with. Well, folks, I am still sitting here. I've moved locations. I came back up to the shelter because it's actually built on a mountain too. but I'm just holding the button down, passing time. And as you can see, it's gone from morning to afternoon to late afternoon. We're getting tired and thirsty, so even just sitting around waiting for animals to show up is hard work, I'll tell you what. So we're going to zoom in for the night and take a nice little drink, but here we go. Let's see here. Don't have anything to eat. I hit the E button hoping we can munch, but no. Luckily, there's still quite a bit of heather. I'm surprised by that, and I'm going to pick some. I think it's worthwhile. I didn't get a good look at our traps, but I do see one down there to the south that's empty, so no birds yet. The thing about birds, catching birds, is it's good early game to get you started, but it's almost like a starvation diet in and of itself, you know. It can keep you going, especially if you're catching, you know, two or three every week or whatever, but it's hard. You need to have a lot more traps than I've got set if that's your goal. But obviously the you know, the intermediate goal should be to get away from eating strictly birds and start active hunting or fishing too. That's one thing I should mention as well is I never fish in this game. I've even tried it a few times now in some series that I've made in the past just because viewers have requested or suggested it, but I just don't fish. I'm not a fisher. I'm a hunter, whether it's passive or active. That's what I get enjoyment out of. But fishing is an extremely viable way of producing food for yourself that can help. You can do nothing but fish in this game if that's what you want to do. You don't have to do any trapping or hunting at all. You know, you just need to be able to get the nets and the equipment and stuff, but you can definitely support yourself. It's not something I do. Maybe for another playthrough, we'll do a fishing playthrough where that's like the only way we can get food. Because there's some fun things you can do with that, like set up your shelter next to some rapids and go fishing for trout and stuff like that. But anyway, we're not doing that this time. You'd think that I would, considering we're on an island, and it's probably the best way to get some food at this point. But one thing I guess we could do is try to make some javelins. Let's see. So here's fishing. You can see we can actually, thanks to the mods I have, we can actually construct our own fishing rod from scratch, but let's see, what does it take? 20 foot of thin cordage and a fishing hook. Holy crap, I think we might be able to. So if I make a bone fishing hook, 1 pound of bone, it's on the ground. Let me go ahead and pick it up. All right, we'll take one of those. Let's repeat that. All right, it's asking me for the bone. There it is. The knife and a rock. Just one. Oh man, this is amazing. I'm so glad I started talking about fishing now. We might actually be able to make it. Okay, hold on. So let's see here. I've got the hook now. Let's go back into our crafting. Fishing. We'll do the rod. 20 foot of thin cordage. Oh, I've got 15 foot of it. Hold on. Let's see what I've got left. So I've got the elk fur, which is 2 pounds. I could use that. Am I still carrying the boots around? I think I've still got the boots on me. Yeah, okay, so I have about a half a pound of boot leather. Let's try and make a piece of cordage with that. I think I can make one. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me drop those boots too, because otherwise I'll be carrying these things around for the rest of my life. Okay, so I think we've got enough cordage. Let's go ahead and try this one more time. Fishing rod. I guess it makes sense that it takes a lot of cordage, you know. All right, so we've got 20 foot of it. There we go. Oh, thin cordage such as yarn or cord. Oh, man, hold on. So the leather cord does not work. It says yarn or cord. Maybe it needs to be cloth cord. All right, well, screw it. I'm going to try that. I've been saving this elk fur because we're trying to save up and make some skis. But once we get like one more kill, I'll be able to make skis out of that. So let's just go ahead and try this because I really want to see if I can make a fishing rod. That would be so cool. Like I said, it makes sense. We're on an island, so let's go for it. And here we go. Okay, so we're going to make another cloth cord. I'm hoping this is what it's referring to. All right, we'll use this. I'm just going to make one just for testing purposes. Take a nice little drink here. Go ahead and rest ourselves. All right, everything's in order. And we'll go back to fishing rod. 20. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, I don't have enough. I need to make two. Okay, boom. There we go. Magically, I have a second one now. And that doesn't work. Dang it, I probably should have tried it before I even made the second one. Thin cordage such as yarn or cord. Now, here's what I'm wondering. It does have this right here, cord. Oh, so this is made of yarn. Yeah, so yarn is acquired, I think, at least with the mods that I've got installed. I'm pretty sure we can get it from, yeah, oh, sheep. This is not included in vanilla right here specifically. I'm pretty sure you cannot shear sheep, but in this mod pack, it allows us to do that. It would probably take a lot of crafting though. Like we'd have to shear the sheep, carding the wool, I don't know what that is, spin the wool into yarn, and then we probably have to create like the spinning wheel and stuff too if we were to do that. But there's also another way, which is from processing actual fiber from like I think that there's a couple different plants you can use this for. I can't remember right off the top of my head. Nettle, here it is, hemp, flax, and nettle. So this is possibly, and here we go, spin yarn. So this is another possible source of the yarn. Or we could just do the real super easy way and go trade for some. I could take that little fox fur and we could sail away from this island and just pick up some from the ground at one of the villages, which is 99% of the way that I'll probably go. That's likely the way that I'll go. But nonetheless, that is it leaves us at the sad conclusion that we can't craft up a fishing rod right now. So we tried. I gave it my best shot, guys. But all you fishing enthusiasts out there, I have let you down. I am sorry. But I think that now that I know, that's a pretty viable way of doing things early on. At least if you can get your hands on some stuff, some yarn, we're going to try it. Maybe we will do a little bit more fishing, especially in this playthrough, even once we get to the main land. So, I've decided that I have not given up on fishing just yet, but we can't make the rod. That's still true. So what I've decided to do, as you can see, I've got a fire lit in front of me, and I went ahead and crafted up a couple of staves here. Those can be found under the lumber section. So here they are, staves. You create these first, and now if we go to our weapons tab, you can see the javelin down here. And if I do this, I'm going to hit 3. It requires 3 staffs. So I've already prepped those. And of course, it takes the fire too, just for hardening the head. So let's go ahead and do this. This is kind of a lengthy process. So when we're finished with this, we're going to have a nice little rest and stuff. But the fire burnt out, that doesn't matter. As long as it was, going when you started, you'll be able to finish the task. So, yep, looks like we're very tired. I've got a bunch of heather here. We're going to be able to fill our stomach and go to bed. We're still starving though, notice, so eating just plants is not going to keep you alive. I think there's probably, like, if you could get enough mushrooms, maybe, but what you really need to be doing is going for an actual animal. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and drink a little bit. I always stay on top of my hydration because it takes weeks to die of starvation in this game, only days to die of thirst. So just keep that in mind. But and there's no real reason to die of thirst. It's everywhere. Water is drinkable. Every source of water you see is drinkable. So just go up to it and break the ice if it's covered and drink it. But anyway, so let's see here. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on, but we've got to check our traps, number one. That's going to be pretty important. Let's get these crude javelins put to use too. What I'd like to do maybe, I'm thinking, would it be better to go to our raft and actually try like out on the open sea to do some fishing? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is bring a little bit of firewood with me too, so that in case we like fall in the water or something, we can warm up. So I'm going to keep this stuff with me. The saplings, actually the saplings can stay. Those I picked up just for making some cordage later down the road. But anyway, that's not important. Let's just check our meat. 15 more days. Zoom out. Look at our traps here. I can't see them. It's still a little bit too dark. All right, I won't worry about the traps. We'll come back to those. But I'm going to go ahead and head over to the raft location. I don't see any animals or anything, but it's just so boring standing there on top of the mountain, just looking out over the plains for animals. I think doing a little active fishing, might be better for my mental state. So let's see. Now we're at the edge of the water. I believe what we want to do is hit the S for skills and then F for fishing. And notice too that I'm untrained. I didn't prepare for this at all, guys. So if I fail a whole bunch here, which is probably going to happen, I don't take it as a sign that like fishing's extremely hard. If I had put more points into it, we'd probably do better. But now I went to the fishing. Let me do that again. So if I do fishing, active fishing versus setting a net, retrieving a net, making a hole in ice. Now we're not worried about that. We're doing active fishing, and ask me what do I want to use. You can't like fish with an axe, I don't think. No, see, it says you can't fish with that. But if I hit repeat and go to the javelins, we can. You can stand there and spearfish, essentially. Now it's going to count down a bunch of time. You didn't manage to catch any fish. And of course, we're starving, so our physical performance was decreased over that time period. But let's repeat it, and I'm going to select the javelin. Didn't manage to catch any fish. I really probably didn't need to make 3 of these, but I guess it's possible to lose it. Let's see. You sit down, spit in the water, and start to angle. Why would you spit in the water? Dreaming of a huge catch. You didn't manage to catch any fish. All right, let's see. What time is it? It's noon. We're lively. Let's keep going. No, didn't manage to catch any. We're a bit thirsty. Let's take a little drink here. All right, you know what? Let's pick up the paddle, the cesta. I'm going to wield the cesta. All right, because that's what allows us to push off with our raft. Okay, but see how it just went from like shallower to deeper water? Now I need to wield the paddle. I think what I'm going to do is flip those. Now let me try and wield the paddle and the cesta. There we go. So now I can freely go back and forth. All right, so I'm coming out here to the deeper water, and now we're going to try fishing. So let's do some active fishing with the javelin. Oh, dang it. It stopped it, but nope, didn't manage to catch any fish. And we're weary. So, well, I tell you what, I don't think that's a terrible idea. What I'm going to do, there's tracks here. Half-day-old badger tracks. Oh, no way. Yep. We saw that guy on the world map, too, in a recent episode. I need to set some traps here for sure. But anyway, we have to go to sleep right now. It's very, very late. We're tired. And, of course, we're starving. I got a little bit more heather. Let's finish that off so we can get a little bit of a consecutive sleep there. There we go. That's better. Okay, awesome. So, question is, do we go ahead and spend the rest of the day fishing, or should I look out on the world map for some more animals, potentially? I think what I'll do is we'll split the difference. We'll go for both here. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on the raft into some deeper water, and we will do SF, active, javelin, and we caught nothing. So let's go back. I'm going to drop the paddle and cesta. Yeah, we'll drop these. All right. Now we're going to head inland, and let's zoom out. Okay. Oh, there's that badger. I see him. He's on the edge of the map, though. I can't get to him right now. It's all right. The badger, he's also in the forest, so that's going to make him extremely difficult to hunt. But nonetheless, we're going to come up here to our shelter area, and it's time to check the traps. Okay, spot number 1, absolutely nothing. Location 2, nothing. And the final spot is also completely empty. So we haven't had any luck with these traps yet, but let's head back to our shelter. It's just right here. And of course, we're trapped here. There's a couple of them. Nope, nothing there. Nonetheless, there's still some berries and stuff. Like I'm seeing one bush right over here. Let me go into stealth mode. So I think I'm going to actually spend some time. I do want to get back there and do some fishing, but if I spend like a day just collecting berries, that might not be a bad idea. My thirst is getting up there. I need to go take a break and take a drink here. Yeah, see, collecting berries from a bush can take like up about 15 minutes for some of these. So don't let time get away from you. It's easy to do that when you're collecting berries and stuff. When it's like a process like going for like crafting up a skin or something, it takes hours all at once. It's easy, you know, to keep your time frames. But when you're just picking berries, time can get away from you, so be careful. I'm going to come over here and drink, and let's go and eat. Oh, boy. Yeah, see, we filled our belly, but we're still starving. Okay, well, we're back here at our second shelter, and I tell you what, that badger is mocking me. I can feel it. He's laughing at me. His tracks are all over the place. Yep, there they are. They're couple days old here, but nonetheless, what I've done is I've collected 10 stones, which is a lot. It's 140 pounds. So what I'd like to do is find a suitable location to set a kind of a larger trap here. Exactly what I'm going for is the big deadfall trap right here. So that one, and if I go to click it and we'll select a direction, you can see I need 8 slender trunks, 10 stones, and some tying equipment. So let's cancel that real quick. Did I bring the tying equipment with me? No, I didn't, but that's okay. What I can do is I can actually make some. Since we're in a forest, there's going to be some saplings around here. But I mean, honestly, I think that this is a decent spot. There's tracks here literally for the animal. It's pretty close to my shelter, but we don't really sleep here that often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the trunk. I'm also going to go back up to the top and drop the stones. All right, so now I just need 7 more slender trunks. So let me get those collected. Okay, here we go. So I've got more than enough of the materials I've needed. I think I might, in fact, build 2 of these, but let's get the first one built first. So we've got the big deadfall selected. Oops, the one thing I forgot, the easiest thing to acquire, the branches. All right, you always need, it's always good to keep a handful of these branches with you, especially if you're making traps. They're very useful for that. But nonetheless, we got the big deadfall. Okay, so I've got 4 4-foot pieces. We need 2. So I've got exactly twice as much as I need. There's a few slender trunks left. I'm going to pick those up, and I will bait this with some berries. There we go. I put 2 handfuls of berries in there just because it's a bit of a bigger size trap. And as you can see, it's just a few steps away here from our shelter. This one's a little bit closer than I would normally do, but like I said, we're not going to be at this shelter for long periods of time. So I think what I will do then is let's set another one, but let's put it right on the water's edge. I'm going to put it kind of close to where I'm going to put right here at this corner, right here. So I'm going to drop, no. I'm going to drop all the stuff here that I have so far. So I need 9 more stones, and I'll need 4 more slender trunks. There we go. Okay, we've got everything. Let's get to it. Now, this one is a bit more interesting. We could potentially get that badger that we've seen around here, but also sometimes, in rare occasions, you will see some marine animals, including seals. Actually, that's the only marine animal I've ever seen besides birds. But the seal is going to be a huge get if we did. I don't know. I want to say it's probably equivalent to like what you get from a big deer in terms of its meat. I've never caught one of those in one of my YouTube playthroughs, but in previous times when I played this game for myself in years past, I have caught one before. And I think a trap of this size might do the trick if we come across like a smaller female or something. But nonetheless, it's just a good spot. I think since we are coming back here occasionally to do some fishing and to do our, check on our raft and stuff, it's a good place to have some serious traps going. So let's go ahead and put some berries in that spot. There we go. So I'm going to exit the map from my shelter location. Let's see, yeah, and if we look, we can see both traps right there. So that's good. Let's go ahead and leave the traps to work their magic. We're going to head home, slowly checking around the vicinity. It is late morning. I guess I could spend a little bit of time here on the mountaintop, just waiting to see if anything pops up, but it doesn't look like it's going to, unfortunately. Another day. Oh, our performance is getting worse and worse, too. You can see, as I mentioned, oh, wait. There's a bird here. We'll encounter that in one sec. But as I mentioned, you really want to watch this starvation bar here. But we did encounter a bird. Normally I ignore these. Yeah. Because this one's flying. So trying to kill a bird that's in the air is nearly impossible. I wouldn't even waste your time with it. But sometimes you'll encounter them like that and they will be like on the ground. Oh, look, that guy's close to our traps. Let's go ahead and leave. Back away. All right, you back away then. We're going to leave the area, though. Let him kind of settle in. Maybe he'll fall for it at some point. But again, it's a good sign when you actually see the animal you're trying to catch in the vicinity of the traps. But we're going to check these one more time today. Nothing. No foxes. Oh, look, there, you see the bird? Right there. We got one down below. All right, let's try and hunt him. I've got some javelins. I don't think he can see me. Nope. I'm going stealth mode, so I'm going to try and move in a little closer, get up on this hill so I can see him. All right, he's on the ground. He's got his back turned to me. Get a little closer. A little closer. Line up the shot. Okay, that's perfect. Let's take a shot with this javelin. Now, I believe since the javelin is a spear type of weapon, it will be influenced by our spear skill, which is very, very good. So hopefully we'll make this. Let's see. Oh, no, we missed it. But he didn't even notice the shot, so he wasn't spooked by it at least. Let's try another one. Oh, this guy's like, not, this is the most brave bird I've ever seen. Okay, no worries. Let's give it one more shot here. Oh, that one scared him. He flies up into the air. Well, nonetheless, we can retrieve our weapons here. See, it was good to pick up those javelins, or create them, I should say, instead of not just for fishing, but they do kind of help with active hunting a little bit, as you can see. So, well, there we go, guys. No luck today with any traps or any active hunting, but we've definitely made some progress. I think setting those traps along the coast, hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll make a difference. In the end, though, we're still okay as long as we can survive for another 13 days without getting into a tangle with a bear or wolf or something. So I appreciate everybody coming by for this episode. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the scenarios so far, the playthrough. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll do so. And if you are interested in joining my Discord server, we've got a link in the description down below. Click on that and you will be joining a very friendly and open community, guys. We do a little bit of discussion on Unreal World, not as much as some other games like RimWorld and stuff, but I'm always welcome to newcomers. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one.